Hey y'all. Welcome to this Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment transmission. This is going to be a Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips bonus content for the week. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah, the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki, full circle moment alert. So are you. Why, Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. This Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. It's a Powwow session channel available on YouTube. A Powwow session channel being whenever I'm convening in the spirit through my inner space. I call myself a shaman mama, using my spiritual gifts, my extrasensory perception, my multidimensionality, my shamanism, my shaman mama capabilities. I convene with my inner space, or the oneness of all things, or the galaxy, the universes, the Most High, my soul. The galaxy, the universes, Most High, my soul. You and I, you, as well as you in every dimension of yourself, in all actuality, have 0 degrees of separation. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream for free on YouTube. Again, this is going to be, for the week, it's going to be a Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips bonus content post. Kingdom Things podcast, I will start posting once every Tuesday, once a week unless otherwise specified. I'll be posting once a week Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, which is available to stream for free on YouTube as well as Spotify. Subscribe to Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, as well as Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube. Follow Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on Spotify. To join the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, as well as Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. Y'all, we are in the second coming. Most commonly termed as the second coming. Other prophesied cultures have this as the beginning of an epoch beginning of creation. As biblically prophesied, we are awakening in the masses, or we're rapturing. As the human culture of planet Earth, really all of God's creation, our consciousness awareness is focused primarily as human beings of planet Earth in this dimensionality of our soul's growth and evolution. Wherever your soul growth and evolution is, that is where you're supposed to be. Wherever your conscious awareness is, that's where you're supposed to be. For not only the evolution and growth of your ancestral lineage or your soul or the oneness of all things, but to lead and be, embody the most abundant reality in which you intended to lead, be, and embody before you incarnated, before you even decided to incarnate as a human being of planet Earth. I'll be candid with y'all. I'm accepting myself as I'm showing up in this moment. I'm feeling a bit heavy. As you saw by the title, Dark Light Balance, the Devil Revealed. Baby, this is going to be deep shadow work healing content. Any medical, do not replace any of your professional medical advice with any medical advice or any type of advice that you receive within the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment or Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips content. Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey, rapid spiritual awakening journey to remember who I am in God, my promised land, my spiritual inheritance, in order to play my part in assisting with welcoming humanity into the remembrance of our multidimensionality, our tandem nature with the oneness of all things, or the remembrance that we are dimensions simultaneously one with God, Allah, Hashem, the Most High, Shekinah, Prime Source, having a human experience in order to assist with growing and evolving all things. We were in an amnesiatic state, which was intentional. All the fear, resentment, and anger that we awaken to as we awaken out of our despondency with the higher frequential patterning remembrances or the divine wisdoms, existential remembrance of the existential workings and manifestations of creation or ourselves. We must allow ourselves to forgo or evolve, drop into our heart space, Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast meets Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. Rather, Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment plus Kingdom Things podcast call to action. Sit with yourself every day for at least 1 hour a day. Ask your soul, hey soul, hey self. What is it, hey oneness of all things? What is it that I need to know in this moment to become more consciously aware of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will show up. I channeled within the podcast. And I will link these episodes below within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I channeled within the podcast installment Frequential Patterning Part 1, which has a follow-up installment Frequential Patterning Part 2. I will link both Kingdom Things podcast installments below and the referenced Kingdom Things podcast content. I channeled that from the Most High, the Oneness of all things, whenever creation... I'm sorry, not that we're about to get into this wisdom. I channeled that there are an infinite number of ways to perceive reality. And there are an infinite number of energies in reality to perceive. Meaning our paradigms of understanding or our paradigms of perception of who we are, what reality is, or our lingo with ourselves and creation and universes is unique to our authentic frequential patterning, or our incarnation, or our manifestation as who I am, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as who you are, insert your name. The way we interact and understand ourselves in reality, it is a authentic frequency, frequential lingo with the oneness of all things. Now your authentic frequential lingo with the oneness of all things and my authentic frequential lingo with the oneness of all things is truly one. Why, Ashley? Because all is one. And not only is all is one, but gives the all or the oneness of all things the perception, the paradigm or illusion of differences or variances is or are perspective or dimensionality shifts. To make the all appear and be as many, there are perception or dimensionality shifts in creation. Meaning, principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in your reality, everything in our reality is only a projection, reflection, a mirror of the energies in which we are. Every microcosm has a macrocosm. We are all microcosmic emblems of the oneness of all things or infinite creation. God, Allah, Hashem, the Most High, the oneness, prime source. Having a human experience with a predispositioned, pre-calculated, if you will, perspective of ourselves and reality in order to contribute our authentic frequential patterning or our authentic beautiful pigment on the stroke of the canvas of existence in order to assist with creation and or evolution. Be patient with we're in a space where we're awakening to the fact that we are infinite dimensions. And in any moment we are gifted spontaneous spiritual remembrance or having bouts of satori in order to embody new energies, new perceptions, perspectives of the self, in order to perceive ourselves in different dimensions, different ways, in order to grow and evolve into more conscious awareness of our limitless potential, or grow and evolve into a more expanded consciousness, human culture, humanity of planet Earth. And this is what the rapture is. The biblically prophesied rapture, the biblically and multicultural prophesied new earth, new beginning is not about any force from the external, coming from external of the self of self to save us. We are and we will receive help from many dimensions of the self or the oneness of all things. But it's remembering our individuality, our authentic frequential patterning has 0 degrees of separation from the oneness of all things, or the self, or you or I, or humanity, Shekinah, Allah, Hashem, the Most High, Prime Source. So it's coming out of our cocoons, or our gestational phase, or when we were in the dark as a human culture, we were in our frequential patterning that is the oneness of humanity. Our human culture of planet Earth is truly one energy that appears as many energies. Just like all of infinite creation or God or Allah is Hashem, Shekinah is one energy that appears as Brahma, is one energy that appears as many energies. Every microcosm has a macrocosm. Every macrocosm has a microcosm. This phase and space of reality when we became amnesiac and the masses as a human culture of planet Earth, as a frequential patterning called humanity of planet Earth, to the remembrance of our existential wisdoms, to the embodiment, became dissonant when it came to embodying and remembrance and conscious awareness of our existential wisdoms, or more conscious or consciousness expanded perceptions of the self and of reality. This dissonant phase is what the divine calls a gestational phase. We most readily known as being in the darkness, forgetting who we are and the greater scheme, greater plot, greater plan, greater mastery, greater orchestration, construction of the oneness of all things or of infinite creation. This phase, this gestational phase, was a part of the makings of us. I channel the divine wisdom through my soul space. It's in the podcast, baby, every episode. Mostly every episode, I hit on this. I reiterate this divine wisdom. Whenever divine creation or the oneness of all things or the universe or the multiverse or the omniverse needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. Every human is fruit from the tree of evolutions or God's benevolent, natural disposition to continue to grow and evolve into more wellness, more balance, more abundance. Just as every human, everything we experience in our lives is fruit from evolution's tree to continue to grow and evolve us into more wellness, more balance, more conscious awareness of our limitless potentials. Like I said, y'all, when I get to channeling, whenever I speak, y'all, baby, I'm channeling from my soul, the oneness of all things, or you, because we're truly one. I'm channeling from the oneness of all things, high frequential patterning and energies, wisdoms to help us activate our soul into remembrance, heal our soul into remembrance as we are rapturing or awakening from the inside into an expanded consciousness human being of planet Earth, which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy. I know this is a oneness connection, energetic upliftment. We got to bring up the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, 2333 prophecy. I received this prophecy in 2023 by my soul or the divine and the Most High. The Most High says, Ashley, by the year 2033, human beings of planet Earth, this ascension cycle, as well as, baby, foreseeable ascension cycles of humanity of planet Earth, we will be a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, as disease, death, war, famine. Oh, and also no poverty, disease, death, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and no war. Did I say war? No war. Let's start that over again. Kingdom Things Podcast, 2033 prophecy. No disease, no death, no war. I just say no war. No famine, no poverty, no human trafficking, no sex trafficking, no pedophilia. As all of these dimensions were manifested in our gestational phase as human beings of planet Earth, when we were being primed and cultivated to remember within the illusion or paradigms of finite, our limitless potential, that we are limitless. Everything we experience, the death, the disease, war, famine, poverty. Let me say this in a different, more way to clarify what I just said, a clearer way. Everything we experience in our gestational phase, or the forgetfulness of our tandem nature with the oneness of all things, the limitless potential, the death, the disease, war, famine, poverty, destitution, famine, pedophilia, human trafficking, sex trafficking, was to assist with evolving us, preparing us, garnering the wisdoms, the experience, to pull wisdoms, to be able to, with a stark mastery of unconditional love, wield our limitless potentials. Unconditional love, meaning mastering the principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is a projection of me to grow and evolve me into more, to show me who I am, so I can make the choice to grow and evolve into something else, or more wellness, more balance. We were created to be wellness and balance. The human dharmic purpose, Kingdom Things Podcast, human dharmic purpose, it is human dharmic purpose, it is biblical. The divine says, hey, Ashley, humanity, you were created to be beacons of light. We're divine, God, goddess, limitless potential mastery beings of forgiveness. We're understanding that everything in your compassion, forgiveness, compassion. We're understanding that everything in your reality is a manifestation of the energies in which you are, to assist with growing and evolving all things, being inquisitive about the self, hearkening back to the call to action, sitting with yourself every day. You see something in your reality. Hey, principle of correspondence, as below, so above. I know everything in my reality. No exemptions, no exceptions, is a projection of the energy in which I am. Hey, so what is this supposed to tell me about myself? You garner the wisdoms. You set the intentions to embody the wisdoms, and you be the solution, or you simultaneously become the solution. You simultaneously become the energetic reverberation of the wisdoms instead of the ailment that projected whatever you're looking at in your reality, and which is out of alignment with who you want to be, out of alignment with the reality you want to experience. As universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. You always want to strive or pray to be in alignment with universal orchestration for the upliftment of all things. Because when we set the bar to be in alignment with universal orchestration, with for the upliftment of the oneness of all things, everything that we can want and beyond to experience, to be, any desire we could want and beyond to have, to hold, to feel, is met beyond what our brains can understand. Simultaneously, that manifestation of what it is that you want or you desire to be is fulfilled. And on top of that, that manifestation is in alignment with who you intended to be on a God, goddess level, to be an energetic embodiment that is medicine for creation instead of ailment. The energetic ailment that produced death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. We're way past demonizing the makings of us. I channeled, and I'm going to link actually I'm being guided to just go ahead and roll into it. I channeled within the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips catalog. Again, available to stream on YouTube as well as Spotify. I channeled a being from another colony within the Milky Way galaxy. Newsflash, alert, alert. We are not the only intelligent life form within the galaxies or the universe. We are one of many, one of plenty, infinite, one of infinite life forms in existence within our galaxy alone. In many dimensions, many timelines, we know as parallel universes. I'm going to link we're actually going to go ahead and roll into this Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is going to be super fun because we're gonna roll into a lot of content that I've already channeled and co-created with the universal forces. And this content is going to be healing and upliftment, healing and uplifting, soul activating, soul healing, and right in alignment with, expanding our perception, and simultaneously our energetic embodiment of our understanding of creation, stepping in, being in, embodying a more spiritually mature mastery, exemplification of the understanding of ourselves, our energy, and creation. I'm going to go ahead and roll into the Kingdom Things podcast installment. I thought I had it written on this paper. I don't remember exactly what the installment is called. It's a channeled message from another citizen of another colony. We're going to go ahead and roll into the episode. Have close ties with the Galactic Federation of Light consciously. It is a multi-dimensional connection that we all have, we all carry. Because whenever our souls or our energy incarnate within the galactic creation to a colonial civilization, we incarnate as beings on planets and realms and dimensions within the galactic sector, galactic paradigm, galactic concept of God's creation. We incarnate through federations like the Galactic Federation of Light to ensure our soul's safe journeying. The Galactic Federation of Light connected me to another citizen, another being of another colony, of another sector of our galaxy, Milky Way galaxy as we know it. Milky Way galaxy as we know it. And he was helping myself heal, helping humanity heal, because myself and humanity are one. You know, as I do this healing work, I go within, do this shadow work to heal myself or heal humanity, to help heal the oneness of all things. We run into the energies that manifested death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and it's heavy. And Harry from another sector colony came in to say, hey, y'all gonna be all right. The Galactic Federation and Harry said, y'all gonna be all right. I know these are abhorrent things that were manifested from destitution or the lack of the remembrance of your existential wisdoms. The divine says it was a part of the makings of you to grow you into more. Harry from the other sector colony and the Galactic Federation says, you are going to get through this just fine and become everything you came into divine and creation to be, the limitless potential, mastery of unconditional love, compassion, understanding that everything we experience as dimensions of creation is to grow and evolve ourselves in the all into more wellness, more balance, more limitless potentials. The lingo colony I use with the Galactic Federation, again, is whenever our souls come into the galactic creation to experience a life in a realm or on a planet. The Galactic Federation calls these different civilizations colonies. With myself, I'm not sure if anybody else uses this lingo with the Galactic Federation. This is the lingo I use. So whenever I refer to a colony, that's what I mean. In this context, this is what I mean. When our souls incarnate as you know, we're human beings of planet Earth. Being a human of planet Earth is our colony. Humanity of planet Earth is our colony. There are different dimensions and creations or different colonies. Let's go ahead and roll into this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, where I channeled Harry from another sector colony of our Milky Way galaxy. Thanks again, Harry. Celestial bodies, love you and Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Within Kingdom Things podcast, I channel transmissions which contain energies and messages to help us evolve. When I say us, I mean humanity, evolve into a more expanded consciousness, colony, collective, humanity, society, human culture. We are in the rapture where we are awakening. Our colony, our civilization is being welcomed out of its slumber, out of its gestational phase, into the remembrance of its galactic, universal, united heritage, harmonious heritage. On this episode of Kingdom Things podcast, on this lecture, I have different types of Kingdom Things podcast styles. We have the Kingdom Things podcast audio clips, where I'm living life and I channel energies and messages, amalgamate these energies and messages, and put those within the podcast, all channeled. And then I have a lecture style such as this one, where I'm being channeled through by different dimensions, beings, spaces, places, energies of our creation of God, of the oneness of all things, to assist us, humanity, with evolving into more of our liberated state, which we are set to do. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. By the year 2033, we will be a human culture of planet Earth that will be a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. As poverty, disease, war, famine, death were all co-creations of a slumber humanity. Humanity out of alignment with universal energies, universal flow, universal alignment, or the understanding that we're connected to all things beyond this planet, our souls, or God, or the oneness of all things. We will be in the consciousness evolution, genome activation status to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty by the year 2033. I'm super excited because today I will be channeled through by ambassadors, civilians. Civilians, they're civilians because they want to be called civilians because they are of a colony much like our own, of a planet much like our own, of a realm much like our own that looks very similar to ours. You wouldn't know the difference if you woke up on their planet. You wouldn't know the difference if you woke up in their realm. You would not know the difference if you woke up in their reality between our own. I mean, it'd be a lot more peaceful, a lot happier. You'd be like, dang, baby. Whoa, okay. But that they're helping us. They're civilians of this civilization, assisting us with guiding us into freedom, for self-forgiveness. Because, the things that we've created in our slumber state, or when we thought no one was looking, or when we were out of alignment with our divine wisdom, we created things such as death, disease, war, famine, poverty, as well as human trafficking, slave trafficking, pedophilia. And they're like the Galactic Federation, and this is connecting me with this colony. The Galactic Federation is like, as horrible as, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and pedophilia are. And there's no excuse. The Galactic Federation has helped evolved civilizations with even more repugnant creations, if we can even imagine that. Let's not. With even more repugnant creations. So I was like, okay, so they're connecting us with this colony, connecting us with the civilians of this colony. These civilians are ambassadors within the Galactic Federation. They want to be called civilians so that, baby, comrades, develop a beautiful relationship, humanic relationship, not in the way in which we related. A channel that we were relating in a template, a genome activation status. We only used 3 to 7% of our DNA, so we were relating in cycles of kill, steal, destroy. Very Neolithic, very caveman-ish. Shouts out to our caveman ancestry DNA. We were relating in a very barbaric way, kill, steal, destroy. Survival consciousness, lack, poverty consciousness. So they're like, we're going to help y'all, learn how to, we're going to be a shining example, like energies to help y'all we're going to help y'all align with, we're going to help y'all align with better ways to relate, within romance. And romance is the apex relation way to relate. So if you can it's relating romantically with yourself in the way that you can be sentimental, you can be vulnerable, you can be soft, you can be a solid shoulder, you can be a listening ear, you can speak your mind, right? You can be all of these dimensions that don't have to be in fear of loss of love. And that's one thing the divine told me, share with me. The divine was like, the way you're evolving, Ashley, is not to take away love. It's so that you don't have to love out of fear of loss, right? When you fear losing something, you hold on tight. And typically when you hold on tight to things, it's a lack poverty mindset, which puts you in a lack poverty bandwidth of thought patterns and energies, which create death, disease, war, famine, poverty. This lecture is pretty, it's going to be pretty serious in the way a lot of grotesque things will be spoken about as far as the makings of us and the fibers of our civilization and our culture, what those fibers contain, energies to help us, how we can evolve these fibers into something else, uplifting, romantic, in the way that they inform me. The civilization informed me, Galactic Federation. The civilization informed me, Galactic Federation. The civilization. I've been communicating with them telepathically in other ways, extrasensory perceptive, because it's like visions and feeling energies, all the things. They were like, whenever you feel passion and love, y'all must, human culture, y'all mistook dissonance for passion. Y'all mistook dissonance, energies of dissonance for passion. Y'all mistook energies of dissonance for love. Y'all mistook energies of dissonance for pleasure. Adrenaline, dopamine. It's energies of dissonance and balance. Y'all mistook that for pleasure, love, romance. So every time you align with, or you were seeking to feel those feel something, the passion or the love or the, the stimulation, those you were aligning and signing a waiver to align with dissonance. The dissonance created death, disease, war, famine, poverty. I'm going to go ahead and sit back, and the civilian ambassador in the Galactic Federation is going to channel through myself. Thank you ahead of time. Thank you ahead of time. He wants to be, his name is Harry. Thank you ahead of time. I appreciate it, Harry. Thank you ahead of time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really scared. There's energies, a lot of fear coming up. I'm not even gonna lie. Which is good. It's great for me to admit that. Energies of fear. So let me breathe. Center in my heart space. Because Harry is like, this is gonna be serious, Ashley. This is gonna be a serious conversation. All right. Thank you, Harry, for coming in. No, Ashley, not Harry Potter. You call me Harry, please. This is my name. As my culture is much like your culture, Ashley. We look similar to you. We have lifestyles similar to your own. The bedrock of our lifestyles are ones that have been claimed long ago. As the bedrock of your humanity, human culture, is one that is wrought with self-slaying. Let's just tell the truth, Ashley. Sex trafficking, pedophilia, human trafficking. This is the energy in which you sit on, human beings of planet Earth. When you feel your joy, when you feel your lust, when you feel your passion, you are feeding the beast system. This will be part 2 of the channeling, channel transmission, transmuting the beast system. You are feeding the beast system of pedophilia, human trafficking, sex trafficking, slave trafficking, when you seek pleasure outside of yourself, when you seek pleasure in your reality. As Ashley stated, this reality is one of many. This reality's creation is nothing that isn't curable. As the Galactic Federation and myself, as I'm newly incarnated in my realm, in the way that I wasn't physically incarnated when our shift took place into remembrance from our slumber to bring, from being a prison planet, a prison realm, or dissonant, misaligned with universal flow, universal remembrance. I wasn't incarnated when we had our shift from being a prison planet to remembrance and union within the galactic creation, within the oneness of all things. In which you term as God. We term creation something very similar. We have a very similar understanding of the Creator, as you, dear human beings of planet Earth, as our evolution is very similar to your own. Because what the divine does is seed in the pods of creation, or the realms of creation, or the planet of creation, similarities with minute changes or variable shifts. As your science understands a science experiment, when you're testing, when you're producing a science experiment and you want to understand what changes affect what within the experiment, you make minute changes or variable switches. This is how the divine creates within reality, within the realms, on the planets, within the galactic creation and beyond. It's really cool. Our realm has perceived much of energies and realms beyond the galactic creation in a way that we were able to integrate these dimensions into our reality, onto our planet, into our colony, in order to create the wellness, in order to create the balance. Utopia. We don't have death. We don't have disease. We don't have war. We don't have famine. We don't have poverty. We do transcend in the way that we get to choose which courses we want to take in reality and leave our bodies in order to take another course or experience another reality within creation. This time is going to be difficult in the way that it's not going to be easy. We pray for ease and grace for you, dear humanity, but we understand that you will be faced with yourself in a way that you can no longer run, hide, or blame yourself or the makings of you on anything outside of yourself, because it is being made clear that everything outside of yourself is what is within you, as this is universal truth, as below, so above. Principle of correspondence. Everything in your reality, dear human beings, are reflections of energies inside of you. It is okay to cry. It is okay to feel your emotions. Feeling your emotions is the only way to create change or evolution on your planet. You demonize emotionality in your reality, in your realm, in a way that you portray a character rather than feel your truth, to evolve your truth and become more of infinite creation or God, or transcend dysfunction in your reality within your realm. Thank you, Ashley. I want to thank y'all so much for joining this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. I hope there's an energy or message that assists you with evolving into more of your infinite nature, more of your truths. All of our truths are different in a way that we're all seated with different thought patterns and energies. To be our thought patterns, our energies, or our authentic frequency, to assist with manifesting vibrance, wellness in this realm, on this planet, within, to uplift all things or creation or God. I'm gonna link a few podcasts, Kingdom Things podcast below, that I believe will be helpful, paired with this transmission, including foregoing the ideology of sin. The Divine, the Most High, was like, hey, Ashley, if y'all cast sin and negativity or disparagement on the makings of you, regardless of how grotesque the makings of you are, you don't allow yourself to be open to evolving those energies, you hide them from yourselves, unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously. Excuse me. I'm going to link below Foregoing the Ideology of Sin, as well as a few other Kingdom Things podcasts that I believe will assist. If this Kingdom Things podcast episode has been uplifting for you in any way, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed that installment of the Kingdom Things podcast meetup. Kingdom Things podcast meetup, as you experienced, I transcendentally channel different beings, energies, entities, spaces, and places within the oneness of all things, as they assist us as we awaken, as they intend and lend their energies and healing wisdoms to assist us as we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we're tandem one with all things, infinite creation. Hope you enjoyed this transmission. We're going to go ahead and roll into another Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips transmission. Dark light balance. These are Pleiadian teachings. If you're not aware consciously of who the Pleiadians are seeders of our DNA, our genome. They're an extraterrestrial, interdimensional species, race of star beings within the galaxy that assisted with the evolution or the seeding of our genome, our DNA. They lent their energy, their teachings. They lend their energy, their teachings often within the podcast, Kingdom Things podcast. We're going to go ahead and roll into Dark Light Balance. This was actually one of the first transmissions that I published when it comes to Pleiadian teachings. I'm glad that I can share them. Welcome back to this episode of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, by the way of God, Goddess, Source, Essential Sun, the Most High Creator, whatever you like to call the force, the energy behind creation, behind beingness, behind all that is. We are awakening to our truths, that we are infinite beings having a human experience. We are infinite beings having a human experience. As we awaken to our truths, we are being inundated with wisdom and information of the workings and operations of our universe. As we awaken to our infinite nature, we are being inundated with wisdom and information in regards to the operation of our universe. Self-acceptance, self-love is an energy that is boundless. Self-acceptance, complete self-love is an energy that is boundless. This energy is the energy of unconditional love. We as a society created this theology, created this understanding that there is no value in the quote unquote bad. We created this understanding, we created this societal programming that there is no value in what we see is bad or emotions and feelings that are not pleasant. As we awaken to our infinite nature, as we awaken to the universal laws, the universal understandings, we will understand that everything that we experience are experiences that we chose on the soul level. So everything we experience are experiences we chose on a soul level. For expansion, for growth, we chose, and just for our souls find excitement and joy in experiencing everything that we experience in this earthly realm, in our physicality, as infinite spirits having human experiences. Our souls find so much joy and invigoration from everything that we experience. Coming to the understanding that, and I speak about this in the Kingdom Things podcast installment. The title of the podcast is called Pieces. I channeled extensive channelings and messages in regards to the value of every aspect of all that is. I speak about the value of every aspect of all that is. I channeled messages and wisdom, information in regards to the value. I channeled wisdom in regards to the value of every aspect of all that is. I channeled the message in order for us to know Jesus. We had to have the understanding that Hitler was coming. In order for us to experience the good, we have to understand that we're also going to get the quote unquote bad. And in order to appreciate the good, we have to experience the bad. It's a part of the ebbs and flows of expansion and growth. And this is the universal wisdom that we're coming into, understanding that our society is going to go through ups and downs. On an individual level in our lives, we're going to go through ups and downs. But all of these ups and downs are divinely designed for our creation process, for expansion and growth. Ups and downs are part of creation. Because how do you know what you want? How do you know what makes you happy? How do you know that's what sparks joy within you if you don't know what you don't want, what you don't like? The contrast is what creation is about. Creation is about contrast. It's about understanding what you want to create next by knowing what you did not like in your last creation. And that's what we're here to do. The spirit's having a human experience, and we're here to create. The switch up that we're going through as humans that are elevating in consciousness, humans that are evolving on our evolutionary journey, is we're coming into the awareness, the knowing of the universal operations, the knowings of creation, in which we had these knowings. We were seated with these knowings when we were seated with divinity. We were seated with the energy of God, Goddess, unconditional love. Human beings were seated with unconditional love, and we are sacred. We like to term our bodies as meat suits, but these bodies, these vessels are sacred. Every part of us, every aspect of us are sacred. And that's something that I am beginning to really cognize, not trying to run away from my humanism, because with the humanism, we have the duality, we have the contrast with the humanism. When our spirit forms, we're all knowing. So there's nothing that can really cause us to be down, because we know that every aspect of what is a part of who we are. In our human forms, we're in the dark. We're in the dark. The darkness meaning we were cut off. We were hidden in plain sight from the knowing of who we are, infinite beings having a human experience. So with being cut off from the knowledge that we're infinite beings having human experience, we succumb to the notion that we're suffering whenever we feel emotions that aren't pleasant. But in all actuality, those emotions that we feel that are not pleasant are packets of information, or packets of knowledge, or packages of growth in order to assist us on our next level of expansion and creation. So those unpleasant feelings that we ran away from, us running away from those unpleasant feelings kept us stagnated, kept the evolution of humanity stagnated. Us running away from the things that we do not find value in because they don't make us feel good. Us running away from the emotions, the energies, the things that don't make us feel good, was us running away from our growth and expansion. And as we run away from our growth and expansion, we keep ourselves stagnated. And as we stagnate, we continue to create the same creation and different variations. As we run away from the emotions, the things, the feelings that don't feel good, with us being cut off from the knowing that everything that we experience, the things that are good and bad, are all for our evolutionary growth, expansion, in order to create new creations. As we run away from the bad things, we are running away from the opportunity to expand and grow. We're keeping ourselves stagnated. And as we keep ourselves stagnated, we continue to create the same creations and different variations. And this is why our line of history shows repetitiveness. Like the history of humanity, we do the same shit over and over again. We do the same things over and over again. We do the same things over and over again, over and over again. Time is not linear. The reason why it looks linear to us is because we do the same shit over and over again. Like we do the same things over and over again. Time goes in a circle. Time goes in a circle, but we never graduated off of this one track of evolution. We never graduated off of this one track of evolution until now. Until now, we made the decision by. It's really God, Goddess. This is the God, Goddess design. This is God, Goddess, the Most High Creators, this blueprint plan to elevate humanity. So as we have souls that are incarnating here to assist with elevating humanity by waking up to their divinity and being as their divinity, being the light, shining the light for others to be able to see in the darkness. So we're no longer in the dark, cut off to our infinite nature. We know that everything that we experience were experiences that we chose to experience in order to evolve and grow. So we're no longer running away from the things that don't make us feel good. We're confronting the things that talking to me too. We're confronting the things that don't make us feel good in order to evolve and grow. In order to evolve and grow. So that was a channeling from God Goddess. God Goddess. The source aspect of myself. So the divine aspect of myself. Source aspect of myself. As we are all source-seated beings, it's just about tapping in, going within, loving on yourself unconditionally, looking at all of those acknowledging all of those aspects of self that we find, even not just the good, but also the bad, the aspects that don't make us feel good. So acknowledging all aspects of self in order to come to the understanding, in order to be in our wholeness. When we're in our wholeness, we activate aspects of self, such as our source self, our God Goddess self, activate the goddess within. Self-love is the best love because it activates the God or goddess within. Self-love is loving on every part of yourself, acknowledging every part of yourself, not just the parts that feel good, not just the parts that you're proud of, not just the parts that society deems worthy, but every part of yourself, you're acknowledging it, and you're understanding that everything that you've experienced, everything that you've gone through was intentional. It's what you chose in order for evolution, So you'll be able to find the in-depth channeling, the messages on Kingdom Things podcast. The installment title is Pieces on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube, Kingdom Things podcast. So YouTube, Spotify, Kingdom Things podcast, you'll be able to listen to Pieces, which are channelings of wisdom that I got from the divine realms to assist humanity with getting out of stagnation and aligning to the flow of divine alignment. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me on today's episode of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, by the way of God, Goddess, Source, Essential Sun, the Most High, whatever you like to call the force, the power behind all that is, unconditional love behind all that is. That is who appointed me to my position, my role of being a spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, as I am an infinite being having a human experience, and I'm having so much fun creating all the things that I hope you enjoyed that or this installment of the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Content, again, the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. Subscribe, follow to join the Kingdom Things podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture planet Earth. I want to be candid. When I channeled Dark Light Balance, Pleiadian teachings, I was less awakened. I had a more restricted consciousness. And the 2033 prophecy, like, Ashley, how are we going to do this? An expanded consciousness humanity. As our spirit awakens, our consciousness expands, and we're able to perceive everything that's always been. We're able to perceive more of all of infinite creation, all of our infinite potentials that have always been. We're able to acclimate and embody the energies of our limitless potentials in which we've always been. My soul said the oneness of all things says, whenever everything is what it is, it's our perception, perspective of what is in which changes. I was less awakened when I channeled Dark Light Balance. I've been awakening with the production of the Kingdom Things podcast. I'm 9 years old. My soul said, hey, Ashley, this person, I was watching TV. I have a twin flame, divine counterpart. Let me put my feet up. We're going to be here for a minute. Baby, therapy session for real. Again, don't replace any of your professional medical help advice with Kingdom Things or Oneness Connection or any of my content. Any of the advice on any of my content. I was catalyzed onto my rapid spiritual awakening back in really 2018 when I made the decision when my soul was like, hey, we're going to bring your person in. We need you to go celibate. Cold turkey, I did it. 9 years old, I knew who my person was going to be because I was watching TV. And my soulmate, my divine counterpart, my twin flame, he was a child actor. I was watching TV and my soul was like, hey, Ashley, that's going to be your husband. I said, that's going to be my husband. And all my life, I just held on to this, knowing in my heart, in my soul space. Fast forward 2018, from 9 years old to 2018, I was born in 94, I'm 31. So 9 years old to 2018, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, go celebrate. We're going to bring your person in. My soul flashed my person in my mind's eye, clairvoyancy, and I just heard in my inner space, clairaudiently, go celebrate. We're going to bring him in. Cold turkey, went celibate. 2019, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, DM your person on Instagram. I did. Finally, baby, I did. I was so nervous. I said, I think we were made for each other. And my soul was, for a second, I was like, he's not going to see that. And my soul was like, don't even entertain that thought. He's going to see it. We're going to make sure he sees it. He saw it. We came into conscious awareness of each other. But he knew who I was because I've been doing music for a while. Ashley-Nicole music with Ashley-Nicole. Y'all, I'm in high vibrations and many vibrations. Bear with me. My music, Ashley-Nicole music, is available to stream on YouTube. I've been doing music for a while. 2014, I graduated high school in 2012. I was going to go out to school in LA. I got the Presidential Award Scholarship, which was the highest academic scholarship on entry to Mount St. Mary's Shalom campus. And my soul asked me, hey, Ashley, why do you want to go? This is after I got accepted. And my scholarship, my soul was like, my inner space, or my soul was like, hey, Ashley, why do you want to go? And by the way, I wasn't as consciously aware back then. I just had internal epiphanies and ponderings, and I thought that I was just, having epiphanies. But the whole time I was speaking to the divine, my soul, my inner space, the oneness of all things. I had an epiphany like, hey, why do you want to go? Why do you want to go to LA? And I just thought, on the weekends, I'm going to go down to the parties and meet my person, and that's how we're going to meet, and we're going to fall in love, all the beautiful things. My soul said, wrong answer, baby. Everything fell apart. I ended up not going to school in LA. I stayed back in my hometown, Austin, Texas. I started taking college courses at Austin Community College. In 2014, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, I was going to transfer to a 4-year. 2014, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, as long as, rack up some credits, get some general studies, math, science, English, get some of those out the way. And I was going to transfer to a 4-year. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, you don't like school, it's suffocating your soul. Drop out of classes and do your music full time. I've been singing, writing music since I was an itty bitty kid. So 2014, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, drop out of school, do your music full time. So I did. So I've been publishing music online, and I would run meta ads, Instagram, Facebook. I would run ads. And I believe like in 2016, my first is 2016, 2017, my person saw one of my ads. And from our telepathic communications, he claims when he saw me, he knew he remembered I was his person. So he's known who I was, or he's known my face and my name for, a while. Before we came back in contact in 2019 consciously with each other. We came back into contact. Y'all, I'm about to get some stuff off my chest. Just want to let y'all know, I might cry. I might get into some things that are triggering to the heart space, to the souls of humanity, of you. Excuse me. I'm going to heal with myself on camera. You know, I face this in meditation and things, but I've never shared it with the world. Because I talk about my twin flame journey being the inspiration of, you know, awakening and remember who I am in God. But I never shared the intimate experiences that caused the upheaval in my life. You know, I shared that when COVID hit, I went homeless. I was running Postmates orders, delivering food orders during the day to pay for hotel rooms, hotel stays at night for like a weekend, and like a couple days. Then I got in a car wreck. And the divine said, all of this was preordained or pre-calculated by universal forces to bring you into alignment or to more greater conscious awareness of who you are in God or your divine purpose or what you intended to create on a soul level before you incarnated as a human of planet Earth, as a massive limitless energy, as we're all massive limitless forces incarnated as humans of planet Earth to grow and evolve human culture, to experience being a human, play this game of being a human being of planet Earth, to grow and evolve all of God's creation. My twin flame, divine counterpart soulmate, he utilized our soul connection that stems back from the beginning and beyond space and time to scam money out of me. And I was so embarrassed that it was hard for me to meet it in myself, to uproot the tree of my beingness and put my loving, warm hands in the soil beneath the root of the tree of my beingness, to allow the light of my being to regenerate and refresh and renew the soil beneath the tree of my beingness. That shit hurt me in a different way because I couldn't meet it to heal myself. Because it's embarrassing being scammed as it is, out of your money as it is. But then the person that does it, you've been holding on to the belief that this is the love of your life since you were 9 years old, by face and by name. And before that, before you even remembered what love is, you just felt and you knew in your heart space that you had a person. Y'all watched the Cinderella movie, the Brandy, Roger and Hammerstein with Brandy and Whitney Houston when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And I remember I had a person, my heart activated. I remember I had a person. 9 years old, I knew that my person by name and by face. We come back together, he stole from me money. Over tens of thousands of dollars, over $10,000. And I was guided to quit my job because my soul was like, COVID had hit. I was guided to quit my job. My soul was like, hey, I've done shadow work on it. And God the Divine, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, you were going to get in a horrible car crash. And I channeled this in one of the Kingdom Things podcast episodes. My soul was like, you were going to get in a horrible car crash going to work. Because you were so out of alignment with the energy in which I created you to be. Whenever we experience death, whenever we experience disease, it's our soul, it's the frequency of our beingness out of alignment with our soul's authentic patterning, or our ability to rejuvenate, our ability to refresh, our ability to manifest wellness. My soul was like, Ashley, you're going to get in a horrible car crash on the way to work and die. So we had to have you quit the job. And simultaneously, we knew it would catalyze you into your spiritual awakening. And I still had the heart level inspiration, motivation to be with my person. We're twin flames. We're in one soul, two bodies, incarnated over many lifetimes to grow and evolve God's creation into more. And I'll link below the Twin Flames plus the 2029 prophecy. The divine says, hey, I work unorthodox. Twin flames, y'all are master manifestors or highly mastered soul energies that incarnated and took on the darkest of the darkest, as well as the lightest of the light, which all of humanity, all of us did, in order to grow humanity into more wellness and balance. And I speak throughout the podcast. A lot of them are audio style. Kingdom Things podcast, a lot of them are audio style. Again, this is a Oneness Connection posting, which every Wednesday, unless otherwise specified, every Wednesday we'll have the Oneness Connection transmissions. Tuesdays, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole transmissions. This transmission is going to be a Kingdom Things podcast bonus content. It'll be posted on YouTube as well as Spotify. Guys, like, I work unorthodox. And also, I didn't know we were twin flames, but when we came together on my baby YouTube feed, videos of twin flames kept on coming up. I didn't know what a twin flame was. It kept on coming up. And my soul was like, hey, Ashley, you're on the twin flame journey. That's the journey you're on. That's the journey you're on. At the time, it didn't resonate. After I got in the car crash, I called my mom to come get me. And thank you, mother. Thank you, mama. Thank you, mama, for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. I called my mother to come get me. I did not tell her what happened. I still haven't to this day. She doesn't know the story to this day. And I channeled in the podcast, one of the audio style Kingdom Things podcast. That's where I'm living life. And it's audio clips stitched together. They're channeled. And I talk about how, like, going back to live with my mom, I felt like I was going back to the place that broke me. And at a point in time, I believe this perspective. And whenever we are where we are when we're supposed to be there, to grow above our souls in all things. I have a heightened awareness perspective. Guys, like, Ashley, children come into creation to evolve the energies of their parents. To be an evolved, reworked, upgraded energy of their parents. More balanced energy of their parents to help raise up the lineage, evolve the lineage, the parents, the sisters, the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, into more limitless potentials, wellness, balance. I felt like I was going back to the place that broke me, is how I perceived it back then. And now I know I was in training or awakening, preparation, facing myself instead of running from myself, to heal myself from the core, the heart, the soul, through the galactic heritage of imbalances, divine creation, infinite creation of imbalances, to bring it to more wellness and balance. Facing myself instead of running is what my soul orchestrated with going back to live with my mother. I've been living with my mother ever since, and this is 2020. Whenever creation or our humans need something to, or ourselves need something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. My process, my journey was a fruit of the tree of my evolution. Allowing our realities to be unorthodox, to allow for universal ordering. My channel notes. Allowing reality to be unorthodox, to allow for universal ordering, for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Allowing ourselves to come out of our cocoons, or our callousness, or our coldness, or our bigotry, or our narcissistic understandings of who we are, or our obstinate understandings of who we are, to become more perceptive of who we are. Our limitless potentials. I thought I was going back to the place that broke me. I was going back to face my remedy, or the imbalances, to remember that I can heal. I'm a healer. We're all healers. As we go within it, do our shadow work, or face ourselves, ask ourselves, hey soul, what is this experience, this energy supposed to teach me about myself? We're enlightened. We get the wisdoms. Again, however your lingo with the universe goes, however your internal or extrasensory perceptive conversations with the oneness of all things, your soul or the universe goes, that is your intimate relationship with yourself or the divine. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day to cultivate, strengthen, grow, evolve into greater intimacy with yourself or the universes or the omniverse or the divine or the oneness that is you, the oneness that is all things. I now have a heightened awareness perspective that I was coming home with my mother, going back to live with my mother, to uplift my lineage, to assist with uplifting humanity, to awaken to my promised land or my dharmic purpose, to be my most abundant, benevolent, well-balanced self. Benevolent in the way that everything I experience, I understand I experienced this, to garner more wisdoms, embody more wisdoms, to assist with regenerating and uplifting all things. Our journeys don't always look pretty. Our journeys aren't always things that our minds understand, our brains understand. Our journeys are sometimes things that we'll judge. I want to get into some teachings, but this transmission is going to run long enough. So my soul said, wait to do this for healing. The next week's Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. It's going to be about healing narcissistic parents. And understand, even if you don't have children, you're a narcissistic parent because you're a parent of creation. Everywhere that you show up co-creates reality. You're a parent of creation. Your parents are a parent of you, and as well as creation. So it's allowing ourselves to rise out of victimhood, to step into our wellness, our balance, our power to co-create reality consciously. We're parents of creation. Oneness Connection next week. Tune in. Healing narcissistic parents. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do these downloads that I got earlier. We'll do that. We'll do these teachings, these divine wisdoms, and Bena intuitive knowledge. Again, I use my soul gifts, my shaman mama capabilities, my connection to the oneness of all things, my inner space, my intimacy with my inner space, to embody and share wellness, wisdom, healing energies, frequencies with creation, with humanity, to assist with growing and evolving everything, all things into more wellness, more balance. Mashallah, Bismillah, Inshallah, Namaste, Shalom, Amen, Ashe. Oneness Connection, healing narcissism. Let me just write these notes down really quickly, y'all. All right, y'all. So I thought I was going back to the place that broke me. Truly, I was facing myself to help assist with healing and uplifting my lineage, my blood, my sisters, my mother, my father, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, my grandfather, my grandmother, baby, every energy, every cell, every atom connected to in my family tree, or to me. And humanity, we're truly all things. So as we heal ourselves, we heal our family lineage, we're helping to heal and uplift all of humanity. And what is human dharmic purpose? To understand that we're limitless potentials, or one with all things. So as we heal ourselves, we heal our familial lineage, our bloodlines, we assist with healing all of humanity, we assist with uplifting and regenerating all of God's creation, all of divine creation, all of Shekinah, all of Hashem, all of the One, all of the Most High. My twin flame stole money from me, y'all. And it upset me because, and he used our soul connection, and it upset me because divine counterparts, a dimension of divine counterparts, is the divine feminine or the divine mother being a wellspring of universal forces, creator energies, wellness, balance, abundance, or limitless potentials. And the dimension of being the divine masculine is being a provider, protector in this tangible reality. We have to remove the stigmatism of women that want to be taken care of financially by men. because that's the way of nature. It's the dimension of late nature, and yes, we can choose our own preferences. Our hormones, the way our biology, our chemistry is set up. Men are laden with testosterone, a doing, forceful energy. Women are estrogen-based creatures. We feel. And our feeling nature is connected to the universe as our divine presence, to be a wellspring of energies, wellness and balance to pour into our homes. For the man to make structure or build in a tangible world out of our feelings, or the wellspring that is our the portal that is us, our uterus, which is laden, portals of universal flow, energetic abundance. The man is supposed to take those energies and thought patterns and forms and make structure in the physical world. But that testosterone, that force, that doing energy, this doing energy, I felt I was in such a flipping conundrum, because I could feel my person's wounds and trauma points as what we call a celebrity in our human culture. He's a celebrity in our human culture with a lot of money. And I knew that was one of his touch points, trigger points, being used for money. He didn't have to tell me. I could feel it. And I wanted to be a safe haven for him. I never asked him for money until after he stole from me. Until it was universally ordered that he needed to pay me back by the universes. Y'all, our multidimensionality is so cool. Before anything manifests in the physical reality, baby, it's already happening in different dimensions of creation. Or we call it the ethers. And these ethers, these realms, they have form and shape. It's just, we used to be hard pressed to perceive it. But now we're awakening to our multidimensionality, our limitless potentials. So we're becoming more perceptive of the other dimensions of creation. So baby, we stay up in universal court about something. Right? Going back and forth. Because right now this time is so unorthodox. Or these are unprophesied times. Or unwritten times where we're embodying our limitless potentials, and the divine wants to see with humanity awakening to our limitless potentials, hearkening back to the human dharmic purpose, with humanity awakening, with us awakening, having bouts to Satori, to embody our divine wisdoms, to embody more of, and be more of an expanded consciousness being, paired with the history of the makings of us. The divine wants to see, what do we create? We're in our era of promised lands. Biblically prophesied promised lands, where we are to be, embody, and manifest a reality that reflects our most abundant experience in creation. We're going to go ahead and roll into a Kingdom Things podcast installment titled The Arrival of Our Promised Lands. It's linked below as well in the description of this Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment transmission. I channeled transcendentally. So it's a meetup, the Kingdom Things podcast meetup. I transcendentally channel. I channeled The Arrival of Our Promised Land, Kingdom Things podcast meetup. I know y'all, a lot of content. Y'all see how long the video is. A lot of content, a lot of healing, beautiful energies, transmissions. I channeled Rabbi Yeshua, Maimonides, Archimedes, Abraham and Sarah of the biblical text, Rabbi Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, and Mary Magdalene of the biblical text. And they share beautiful, potent, healing, uplifting energies, forces to help us as we awaken in the masses, as well as thoughtful, encouraging divine wisdoms and words, sentiments. Let's go ahead and roll into The Arrival of Our Promised Land, now streaming on YouTube and Spotify, as well as Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips catalog. It's also as well linked below. Let's roll into the transmission. Hey all, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in with Kingdom Things. You are tuned in to Kingdom Things podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah, or the Mashiach. Full circle moment, alert, alert. So are you. We are all the biblically prophesied Messiah. We are all Mashiach. Why, Ashley? The divine states we are in the age of unconditional love. The second coming of Christ is awakening to divine presence within each human of planet Earth, which within each being of God's creation, in order to assist with the regeneration of all of God's creation, the reignition of the light or divine presence, remembrance, conscious remembrance that we are dimensions of divine presence, having divine presence experiences in infinite dimensions, in infinite numbers of ways, many colors and variances and vibrancies, in order to grow and evolve infinite creation or all things, or Shekinah or Elohim or God or Prime Source of the Most High. Within Kingdom Things podcast, I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things, or the Most High, or Elohim, or Prime Source, God, Allah, in order to assist with this time of regeneration and activation of the human consciousness, the human genome. Within Kingdom Things podcast, you'll find many different types of podcast styles. I have the lecture styles where I am being channeled through nonetheless. I use my spiritual gifts are utilized in all of the Kingdom Things podcast content. I'm channeling from the many dimensions of creation. I do lecture styles where I'm channeling, I'm speaking, I'm channeling information and rhetoric that the oneness of all things wants humanity to experience whenever you experience it, to help you on your own journey of becoming a conscious co-creator of reality, of the cosmos, of the oneness of all things. Because as we live our lives and make decisions about how to evolve and grow the self and grow and evolve our reality, we are contributing to the growth and evolution of the cosmos, the galactic creation, all things. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day. It does not have to be consecutive. You can break it up however you want to do it, but make time for yourself. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day. Ask yourself, hey self, hey limitless potentials, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? What do I need to do in order to become more consciously aware of my limitless potentials, in order to align my Atma, my mind, body, and soul to conscious awareness of my limitless potentials, intentions and abilities and contributions that you intended on a God or soul level before you incarnated, contributions to seed into humanity, to grow humanity into more. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy. By the year 2033, we will be in the Most High says, the oneness of all things. You and I say that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. As disease, death, war, famine, poverty were all manifestations of our gestational phase as human beings of planet Earth. You'll find much content throughout Kingdom Things podcast in regards to everything we've experienced, why we've experienced it, everything we've experienced on an individual level and as humans is to garner wisdom, to prepare for the new evolutionary states of self and what we co-create in reality, what we get to experience to again evolve and grow into more, or grow into more of our infinite potentials. I actually channeled the human dharmic purpose is to be, as biblically prophesied, is to be divine presence in the tangible, limitless potentials in the tangible. The divine wants to know, what do we create? We're being activated. Our genome is being activated into alignment with our DNA activation, our consciousness evolution, to remember our capabilities, our wisdoms that we have in our limitless potentials to contribute to our humanism, to our human culture, to the planet, to the cosmos. What do we create? The divine wants to see, what do we create? You'll also find the transcendental channels within Kingdom Things podcast. That's where I transcendentally channel. I close my eyes and allow beings, energies, entities from all throughout the cosmos, all throughout God's creation, to channel through myself, to offer healing energies, rhetoric, to assist us as we awaken in mass as a human culture of planet Earth, to our existential nature, the fact that we've never been separate from the oneness of all things, the fact that we've been and we are interdimensional beings having a galactic experiment, a galactic experience within the galactic experiment in order to grow and evolve all things, or God's creation. As a galactic experiment, the galactic experience is a minute fraction, a minute portion of the totality of infinite creation. What do we create with the remembrance of our limitless potentials that stem from even beyond space and time, within the paradigm of space and time as galactic beings of the cosmos? What do we create? The oneness of all things wants to see what do we contribute to the oneness of all things. The oneness of all things intention is for us to be unconditional love, a beacon of light of unconditional love, the mastery of the understanding principle of correspondence. Everything in my reality is a projection of the energy that I am. Mastering this in a way that we are compassionate and forgiving and inquisitive, to grow and evolve the self, to grow and evolve in reality. Hey, soul, this is in my reality. I understand everything is projection of me. What is this trying to teach me about myself? Wait for the answers, because they will come, in order to garner the wisdom of this, of your answers, in order to embody the energy of the wisdom, to manifest realities that reflect soul level mastery, soul level balance. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no poverty, world peace. By 2033, this is due to our consciousness expansion, the mass spiritual awakening, genome activation that's taking place on our planet, and which is taking place on our planet. So many styles of the Kingdom Things podcast, audio, amalgamated audio style, where I'm living life and I record clips in my voice memos, stitch them together and publish them within the podcast. These podcast styles are in the podcast catalog. Nonetheless, all the content is channeled. Whatever calls to your heart, you're more than welcome to align with it. Whatever it doesn't at this time, that's perfectly fine. All of it is intended to assist with evolving us into more, expanding our consciousness, activating our soul level remembrance of the self, and identifying with our soul level remembrance of the self, or limitless potentials, and understand our paradigms of belief, our limitations. They are variables. We don't have to make that our stark, stringent truth in a way that we get calcified or stuck in these belief systems. We can perceive ourselves as lucid, infinite energies. We are to perceive ourselves as lucid, infinite energies in order to be malleable, to grow and evolve in our experience, to help grow and evolve all things. I'm excited. I'm nervously excited because this is going to be a new style of the way in which I transcendentally channel. I'm in preparation. I'm in preparation to channel other light beings, other beings of creation in this reality. You know, as the bridges they have been, but as the bridges between heaven and our reality, or the earth plane, as the bridges between the ethers and the tangible are being reformed. They have been. Our conscious awareness is opening up to it. So as our conscious awareness continues to open up to the fact we've never been separate from the ethers, or the heavens, or other dimensions of reality. We know this in our sciences, quantum mechanics. We understand that there are many dimensions of reality that we aren't perceptive to. So as we begin to become perceptive to the many dimensions of reality beyond what we were stringently identified with, we most commonly term it the third dimension. Once we become more consciously aware to the many dimensions of reality beyond the third dimension, and this is heaven on earth. This is a manifested second coming of Christ, heaven on earth, promised lands, where we're opening to our limitless potentials and projecting realities, being realities, being beings that produce realities that reflect our limitless potentials. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. Being prepared to manifest, interviewing other light beings within our perceptive view, where our eyes and ears can perceive the light beings. So my style of spiritual practice is evolving as being expanding your consciousness to perceive other dimensions of reality, which is what consciousness awareness is. Consciousness expansion is being able to perceive. We call it beyond the veil. Being able to perceive beyond the veil, or being able to perceive beyond third dimension. My practice is being expanded, evolved. My spiritual practice is Kingdom Things podcast. My spiritual practice is being expanded, evolved, in order for me to be able to interview light beings to present to this reality, to share with this reality. So I'm going to interview these light beings, and they're going to be just as perceptive as I am. Maybe they're gonna look, they're gonna glow really brightly. They're gonna glow really brightly, but they're gonna be just as perceptive as I am to humanity, the audience, to experience the wisdoms and the healing energies of these higher, frequentially higher vibrating beings, light beings, or ancestral forces that are beyond the belief of lack, beyond the belief of limitation, more so than where we are now. So it's to help us raise our human culture beyond our lack mentality, sort of scarcity mentality, belief of limitations. So thank you, ancestral forces. And these are going to be beings, light beings, ancestral forces that we are very much so aware of, and some that we're going to become acquainted with. I'm channeling. I've had awareness of this. I actually practice with the Rebbe, and I will be interviewing the Rebbe on the podcast. We're going to perceive it as an apparition. We're going to perceive the light beings as apparitions. But truly, they're multidimensional beings. It's not really a ghost, or they're refining their density with using spiritual awareness in order to be perceptive to us, in order to be teachers and guides to help us raise our vibration, to be perceptive to the fact, more perceptive to the fact that we've never been separate from the divine or heaven or the oneness of all things, or the spiritual teachers that have transcended. These are the ancestral forces that we perceive as transcended or died. We've never been separate from them. They've just been released from this density that lacks scarcity in a way that we weren't able to perceive them. And they're gonna teach us about this. They're gonna share the energies to activate our DNA and raise our vibrations so that we can perceive more of ourselves, or expand our conscious awareness, in order to be welcomed back into the fold, the remembrance of the promised land, kingdom of God, the oneness of all things, simultaneously galactic, colonial, communal civilization, being galactic, colonial citizens. The remembrance that we have, there are many infinite space beings, star people, extraterrestrials, interdimensionals that we've always been co-creating with. And our governments, again, for the foreseeable future, will be releasing documentation and classified, will then at this point declassified documents in regards to our communications and co-creation with interdimensional beings, and peace treaties that we've had with interdimensional beings. Whoa, this is new. Peace treaties that we've had with interdimensional beings over throughout space and time, that manifest in this reality to reflect the energies that have always been throughout space and time. Whoa, that's really powerful. This is really powerful. So I'm super excited today. It's preparation for, we're here now. We're here now. We're going to do a panel style channeling. We are here now. We're going to do a panel style channeling where there will be many beings, ancestral forces speaking through me simultaneously. So normally when I do a Kingdom Things podcast meetup or a transcendentally channel, I will channel one being or entity, energy, and then I'll stop, open my eyes, and I'll commentate. Now we're going to go into, I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel Maimonides. We're going to channel Abraham and Sarah. They're coming through as one, but I'm going to channel them as one, but they'll shift. They'll say, you'll be able to perceive the shift. Maimonides, you'll be able to perceive the shift between Abraham and Sarah. They are one, but you'll be able to perceive the shift when they're speaking. And then we have Rabbi Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, and Mary Magdalene. You'll be able to perceive the shift when they're speaking. Rabbi Yeshua wants to be, or Jesus Christ wants to be. I have a relationship with Jesus Christ where I call him Rabbi Yeshua, and he does want to be. He wants to be reestablished as Rabbi Yeshua to remind humanity that he is and was a priest, or a Jewish priest. He is and was a Jewish priest, and that's a part of his story that gets convoluted. So he's proud of his priesthood because it helped grow him and learn him, and it helps grow him and learn him, and it's a sacred honor. So we're channeling minorities. Abraham and Sarah, you will notice a shift and you'll know when Abraham or Sarah are speaking. Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, they're one and they will channel as one, but you'll again notice a shift when they're speaking. This is brand new for me, for all of us, all the ancestral forces and myself. And then we're also channeling Archimedes. I didn't forget. I did not forget. We're also, the answer's like, did you forget somebody? I was like, no, we're not. I didn't forget. We're also channeling Archimedes, the great, one of the greatest minds of our time. And he'll speak about himself. He'll speak about his story. He'll speak about himself. So minorities, Abraham and Sarah, Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, and Archimedes. We're going to be channeling them all together. They'll introduce themselves before they begin to speak. And they're going to say what they need to say. I'm not sure what's going to be said. I'm excited to have gratitude. Whew. I'm nervous. Let me breathe. And go take a sip of water before we start. Because, whoa, this is going to be really, really, really powerful. Yeah. And it's so beautiful. It's a full circle moment. Because I've done something like this. I've done a panel. I've done panels. I channeled, the episode is titled, it's Kingdom Things Podcast, titled Top 5. I channeled Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ, Moses, Thothi, and as well as Thothi Elanian. And it's a full circle moment because it's evolution from this channeling. Top 5 channeling, it's evolution. In a way that the energies are more welcomed in because of the consciousness expansion work we have done humanity. So the energies of our ancestral forces that we are one with, their energies are more permeable because of the work we've done as a community, as a colony, to our shadow work, to heal ourselves, to open up to our interdimensional consciousness evolutionary states of the self. Let me go grab some water. I'll be right back. Thank you again ahead of time. Minorities, sir. Archimedes, sir. Abraham and Sarah, foremother, forefather. Jesus, Rabbi Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, foremother, forefather. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing our presence within this domain, this realm of reality, once again, where our energies, our insights, our beingness can be published in a way that can be consumed and perceived by the masses, by humanity. For humanity to be back in the thralls of divine intelligence. As Archimedes, I exemplified an intelligence that was not seen in my time, was not established as a normality. When in fact I am a divine channel. My insights, my wisdoms, my intellect were and are the reverberations of the light, the emanation of our Father, our Mother, the Holy Christos energy. Well said. Well said, Archimedes. As Maimonides, I was an author as well as a stewardess of Jewish intellect, Jewish philosophy, Jewish Kabbalah mastery, and the way that I left a permeable imprint on the way Jews practice Judaism today. Understand Jewish culture, understand humanity. As Ashley has shared through her works, through her channelings, Jewish culture and humanity are one. We are all one. Understand that my intellect, my contributions to Judaism were and are reverberations of the light, the Holy Christos, in which we all are. We are Holy Crystal light. Holy Christos light that take form in the illusion of variance, authenticity, separation, segregation, in order to create a contrast, inertia, friction, gravity, quantum facilities in order to create physics, evolution, movement, form, reality. We are in a space in reality where we are up. The work that humanity has done, the work that other realms of creation have done to reignite the light, the spark of divine presence within every dimension of divine presence has even awakened the spirits of those spirits who have left bodily incarnation. We are up. We are remembered. We are all one. A oneness that cannot be tarnished by the ideas of limitation, by old ideology and banter that no longer serves a purpose in creation, in a way that these old limiting beliefs and banters are to be dissected or investigated to understand why we took on these ideologies and banters as our truth. Why did we believe these truths? Why did we consume these truths? Why did we contribute to the proliferations of these truths? There is our power. There is our power. The alchemy to turn the old rhetoric, the old stringent beliefs, the old paradigms of limitation and banter into wisdom's alchemy, alchemical facilitation to evolve all things. Your consciousness, humanity, to perceive that myself, my nonities, Archimedes, Sir, Mother, Sarah, Abraham, brother, sister, Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, are not separate from you, but exist in realms of dimensionality where we watch you. We whisper insights in your conscious and subconscious mind through your heart spaces. And we were waiting for the day for you to remember that we've never been separate, so that we can walk with you again, so that we can speak with you again in the coffee room, at the coffee table, so we could hold your hand again, so we could hug you again. We did not want to break universal law and break the fifth wall and your understandings of reality or yourselves or limitation in a way that your psyches crumbled and you, humanity, crumbled and ran and curled up in a ball in the darkness where you would never leave the darkness. We waited for the ignition of light within your heart spaces, within you, within your genome, within your DNA, to say, welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home. Thank you, Ashley. Ashley will tear up. Hello, humanity. Father Abraham speaking. Ashley has been doing work to assist with liberating the consciousness of the human being of planet Earth from the illusionment, from the stark belief system of separation from the divine, from your mother and father, from your heart spaces, from divine presence. My wife Sarah has been calling in your heart spaces. We are in the molecules, the DNA of every human being on the planet. We exist. Our DNA exists. Our soul fragrance exists. As Ashley has so beautifully channeled within a podcast installment, which she will link below, titled The Ways of Creation, Kingdom Things Podcast. She was gifted the revelation by the divine that within every timeline of possibilities to be merged together to form you, humanity, the ancient Sumerians of Sumer, Mesopotamia, were genetically indoctrinated by the Anunnaki of Nibiru. And as you know, as many of you know, my ancestry stems from, I am an ancient Sumerian. So every human being is my child. God saw and sees it fit for every human being to be my child, mine and my wife's children, to share our soul fragrance, our soul wisdoms, our Akashic record, our soul's journey with the evolution of mankind, of the cosmos, of God's creation. As the wife of a man, a Pharaoh, who sought redemption for our people, who sought the love of the divine to be felt in the hearts of all of our people, who sought for the evolution of the consciousness of all of our people. Life, the journey of life, was a dedication to the people. No matter how our journey plays out, focusing on the people, humanity, has been our inspiration, motivations. There has never been a point in time, existence, reality that you have been without divine presence, humanity. As you are the reverberating life force, light, emanation of emanation. You are the refractions of a light of omnificent expression, omnificent sentience, omnificent juxtaposition, omnificent presence. No wonder you ran for so long from home. Home being your heart spaces. Home is not on another planet, regardless of how beautiful the stars and the bodies and formations of our realities are. Our home is within our heart spaces as we project our realities, our realms, our dimensions, our planets, through the faculties of the wisdoms, the lights that lie within our hearts, the patterns and thoughts in which we perpetuate with our minds. When the divine saw fit to make me a mother, it's something that I deeply wanted. I deeply inspired and inspired to. Full circle moment, the evolution of existence, the Fibonacci sequence, the climb of the circular format of reality. I get to be a mother to mankind. How beautiful, how abundant, how important. A pride that comes with so much humble nobility, and the way that I pour into myself, pour love into myself, into my heart space, in order to allow myself to run over with this love, my cup to run over with this love, my soul fragrance to emanate your plane of existence, your human culture, with the scent, the waft of existential remembrance of the balance, of the unconditional love, of the compassion, of the sparks of vibrant, complex simplicity, remembrance that you are the I am, that we are existence, we are beingness, we are culture. In our varied ways, we stand together, we unite through our minds, through our heart spaces, in consciousness, and evolution and growth for the wellness and balance and upliftment of all things. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, 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 yes. I would like to point a personal inquiry. This is something that Ashley has in her conscious mind whenever a delegation is meeting in Congress and they would like to make a statement or ask a question, point a personal inquiry. Mainanity speaking. Ashley was waiting to be able to utilize this knowledge. Point of personal inquiry, Mainanity speaking. I know, Jews, we are looking for our temple in Jerusalem to be rebuilt. Be patient. In the tangible brick and mortar, please be patient. Please be patient. Please be patient. And don't turn your nose up to the love that's in your heart, to the remembrance that's reminding you of your innate worth, your innate worthiness to be one with the divine, because you don't see the temple mounted within our holy land, our holy land, humanity's holy land. Please be patient. And when you walk past Mecca, when you walk past where the temple shall rest, shall stand tall, even when it isn't there, I want you to smile from your heart, the depths of your heart. I want you to love on yourselves and each other from the depths of your heart. To remember that at any moment, you could decide to rebuild the temple. As we are, all of humankind are the Messiah. All of humankind are the Mashiach, not just your planet. Wow. 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 There are humankind that stem from planet Earth and some that don't stem from planet Earth that are the Mashiach. You're looking for the Mashiach. You are the Mashiach. At any moment, any one of you, all of us could unite and rebuild the temple with an understanding that whether or not the temple, the building is there, you are the Mashiach. You are limitless potentials. You are the divine. You are worthy to wear your light, your garb of light, to wear your robe of light, or the conscious wisdom, divine wisdom, the chakma, the remembrance that you are all one in the divine. Thank you, Ashley. Well said. Archimedes, Maimonides, Abraham and Sarah, Rabbi Yeshua, and Mary Magdalene speaking. Yes, Mary Magdalene is my wife. She is, the love of my life. She was and is the love of my life. She was and is the love of my life. We had 3 children in the tangible reality. We made love. And we birthed 3 children in the tangible reality. Through the divine presence, through the light in which we are, through our darkness in which we are. I love my wife. She is my life. I understand that the motivation and inspiration that she gives me is like no other, because of her connection to the divine, because she is the divine, because she is man's remembrance, that we stem far beyond this planetary bounds as she bursts, is the portal to birth life, our seed into the planet, to grow our seed in her body and birth it into our planet. She is life. Revere our women. Honor our women. Love our women unconditionally. Respect our women. Remember that our women are our mirror. Our remembrance of our divine presence, the way our women walk, the way our women speak, the way our women talk. It's a mirror of our feminine creator divine presence. The way our women think, a mirror of our creator masculine presence. To make construct or belief out of the energy that is divine presence is a masculine to do. We are both yin and yang. We are both light and dark. We are both feminine, masculine, man and woman, Mary Magdalene, Rabbi Yeshua. We are one. We are one. Keeping this secret in our practice of our spirituality in a way that we didn't evoke jealousy. We understood the power of our presence as one. And maybe we didn't understand that the disciples, our apostles, were just as worthy of the understanding of our oneness. Were just as worthy of the truth of our intimate caressing of our totality, of the oneness, of our oneness. You call this dynamic the twin flame journey. Humanity, please understand that where there is power, there is darkness. Where there is light, there is restriction. You're more than capable to use your discernment to sort through when and where it is appropriate to join in such a intimate union, with using your thought patterns to determine your oneness with another being, another tangible being, in a way that your belief system becomes their belief system. Their belief systems become your belief systems. Your energetic embodiment becomes their energetic embodiment. Yes, we have always been one, but the power of the human being on planet Earth to use our minds to create form, to create possibility, to make the impossible possible. Use discernment. Enjoy and revel in the fact that everything you experience is for the evolution of yourselves. And as you are created, as biblically prophesied, in the mirror of divine presence, in the mirror of limitless potentials, in the mirror of the energies of the infinite sea, you are more than capable and worthy of the remembrance of conscious co-creation of divinity. Thank you, Ashley. I will close the panel. Thank you, Ashley. Rabbi Yeshua speaking. We're going to go ahead and close out this sermon, this panel, this channeling. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing your vessel, your platform to share. Thank you, Rabbi. A point of personal inquiry. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you for your help. And thank you for this opportunity to assist me in this evolution, to remember who I am, to be light in the darkness, with the remembrance that I am the darkness, to shine light on the darkness, to bring limitless possibilities of divine wisdoms, create limitless possibilities of divine wisdoms out of the darkness. We are a village. We are a community. And I know for myself, I felt alone all of my life. And the divine told me, my ancestors shared with me, Ashley, you're not alone. Every human feels like this because every human has been acting out of a shell of itself, of ourselves. We all felt alone, depressed, anxious in some way because we remembered subconsciously and consciously that we are limitless. Thank you, Rabbi. You are welcome, dear one. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm honored to be a forefather of this class of beings of humankind. Let's revel in joy. Let's revel in celebration. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate, for you are the divine human. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. What a blessing. What a blessing. What a blessing. What a blessing. What a treat. I'm grateful to be able to co-create with the oneness of all things, to produce this content, to produce this episode of Kingdom Things Podcast, all of Kingdom Things Podcast, to produce all of Kingdom Things Podcast. I'm grateful. So now I get to be even more candid of new conscious awareness, a new conscious awareness that was steeped deeply in my subconscious, or it was hidden deeply in my subconscious. I was utilizing, it's in my notes, I channeled it, I wrote it down, y'all, because I used spiritual awakening of humanity to extinguish who my twin believes himself to be, or his ego. So I was so upset and pissed off, seething on the inside. Different dimensions of myself that I've become more consciously aware of. And every time it comes up, I forgive. I say I forgive. I drop it to my heart space. I garner the wisdoms. I do my darndest to practice the wisdoms. I had my foot on my neck. I had my foot on the neck of my twin in the way that creating despondency in his energy and our energy. Simultaneously, humanity's energy, because we are one. And I channeled that me and my twin have the highest frequential patterning of energy incarnated on the planet. So as we grow and evolve, we're the leading family of the 144,000. Leading family of the biblical 144,000. I channeled this in 144 part 1, as well as 144 part 2, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installments. They are linked below. Leaders of the 144,000 in the way that we are tasked and honored and bestowed the gift, the blessing, to grow and evolve into more conscious awareness, embodiment of our divine wisdoms in which we are. To grow and evolve human nature simultaneously, to assist with the mass awakening of the human being, or the infinite evolution of humanity into the embodiment and more conscious awareness of our limitless potentials. In 10 years, the Most High says humanity of planet Earth, due to this spiritual awakening, the evolution into more embodiment of our limitless potentials, we will be a Kardashian scale type 2, type 3 civilization within the next 10 years. If you don't know what the Kardashian scale is, it is an astronomer's channel works. The astronomer Kardashian channel, the Kardashian scale, you're able to, which signifies, shows, exemplifies the evolution of a civilization, galactic civilization, based on the amount of its own energy the civilization is able to harness and utilize for its growth and evolution. I had my foot on my twin flame's neck unconsciously. Every time I became consciously aware of it, I choose and I've chosen to forgive, to heal, to garner the wisdoms, embody the wisdoms, practice the wisdoms, master the wisdoms. Had my foot on my twin flame's neck because he stole from me. And he utilized my love for him to manipulate me and steal from me. My soul level remembrance that we are one, to steal from me. We are the leading family of the 144,000 in a way that we are tasked with, and I'm going to link below, harmonic convergence. That's where I channel through my heart space, soul space, that me and my twin flame are the highest frequential patterning of energies within this bubble of infinite creation, meaning that there are dimensions of our soul that existed within existence before the conception of the bubble of creation in which the bubble of infinite creation in which we dwell in. And I know these are paradigms, and we might call them semantics. Their structure, dimensionality, to create experience and evolution within infinity or limitless creation or potentials, or limitless creation or limitless potentials, or Shekinah, Hashem, the oneness of all things. I channel within harmonic convergence, and me and my twin flame have dimensions of our soul that are the highest frequential patterning energies within this bubble of creation, or this bubble of limitless potential. Incarnated, and we're incarnated on planet Earth to grow and evolve all things. And we lent our energy, meaning we've seated our energy within many dimensions of galactic creation. As I began to awaken, as we began to awaken, because as I awakened, we are one soul, we both awaken. What we do with our wisdoms in which we awaken to is our free will decision. And that's where we get into being in universal court all the time. Baby, because he be in universal court all the time. Full circle moment. He wasn't making decisions that were in alignment with our soul plan or for the highest good of all beings and all things, because I had my foot on his neck unconsciously, because I was pissed and seething on the inside. Y'all, we're not all like cute little lambs. We're not all cute little bunnies. Even if you think you're just a cute little bunny, sunshine, rainbow personality, you have dimensions of you, baby, that will F some stuff up. You have dimensions of yourself, baby. That's where shadow work comes in. Shadow work is a forever process, because we're limitless yin energy. We're limitless dark energy. Or we're limitless untapped potentials. And that's truly what yin energy, dark energy is untapped potentials. Unrealized limitless potentials. Our shadow work, we bring the subconscious to the conscious. Or we bring the dark to the light. Or we bring the yin energy into form. Or creation. Create something with it. Had my foot on my twin's neck, which created dissonance in our energy, in his energy, where he would make decisions that were out of alignment with our soul plan. So we stayed up in universal court. So I always get new internal guidance on how to move and operate in this reality and things. And that's called universal ordering. And reality is contracting, retracting infinite times a day, or reordering infinite times a day in order to create structure and evolution. We live in a reality where it seems like we live in a sequential patterning, but everything's truly happening now. Everything's truly happening now. Everything that it will be is happening in this one moment. But we live in a reality that looks sequential. A reality with the paradigm of linear time. We stay up in universal court. And I'm more consciously aware of it now. So baby, every moment I get to drop in my heart space and do my best to follow my internal guidance or new universal orderings to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials, to relieve the despondency that is my lack of conscious awareness of my connection to all things. My lack of remembrance that I am one with all things. My lack of practicing that I am one with all things, that he is one with all things, that he is all things, that you are all things. Whenever we practice and be in ways that lack the remembrance or the mastery of unconditional love, that we're one with all things, to drop into our heart space and allow our soul gifts to order our steps, our connection with the oneness of all things to manifest our reality. We are acting out of despondency to the energies and remembrance that we are one with all things. I'm sorry. I've apologized to my twin flame and his family many times in the podcast, because I come to this point where I step into greater remembrance. I step into greater accountability of how I contributed to everything that we've experienced together. It's a co-creation. Life is a co-creation. Our channel within the podcast, I'm gonna link it below. We're not gonna roll into it. I'm just gonna link it below because we got some more content to roll into. Y'all see how long the video, how long we have left in the video. By the way, I use comical energy to heal. So I'm gonna link below our channel. It's the Kingdom Things Podcast meetup. Again, Kingdom Things Podcast is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. Subscribe, follow, share to help proliferate the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. Our channel Mayat and Ogun, Orishas, African gods and goddesses. Our channel Mayat and Ogun. And their healing energies and with divine wisdoms, we talk about how all is one. In every situation that we're in, this whole reality, all of creation is a big old classroom to grow and evolve into greater wisdoms. Let's shrink it down to the microcosm. Everything you experience in your life, every dimension involved, truly one energy, and truly you've played every role in that situation. Whether if there's, let's say there's a predator and prey in the situation, you've been the predator and the prey, and you're playing whatever position or paradigm in that situation to embody a new perspective, to grow and evolve the energy of the manifestation of that situation. I take on new states of accountability and conscious awareness of how I co-create reality. Everything's a co-creation. We're not victims. We're not victims or predator. That is a paradigm. Victim and predator is a paradigm. But we're being guided to an awakening and being asked by universal forces to step into our potential, to be our potential, to carry our weight in creation, or to be wellness and balance, to uplift all of creation. Because we are capable, humanity. We have the power. We have the divine wisdoms that is the energy that we are, to drop into our heart space, drop into our inner space, ask the questions, embody the energies of the wellness or the wisdoms, to be the emanation of the wellness of the wisdoms. Every situation that you're in, you've played every part in the situation. Taking accountability allows you to raise your vibration, garner the wisdoms, and create something else. I channel about this within the Kingdom Things Podcast meetup with Maya and Ogun. I'm going to link this below in the Kingdom Things Podcast reference content. Okay, y'all. So I apologize to humanity, the universes, my twin flame, his family, my family, my mother, my father, my sisters, my auntie, my uncle, my nephew, my baby nieces that ain't even conceived yet. Everybody, from the spirit to baby, everybody manifested in a tangible. So we have a divine mandate that is self-acceptance. And I'm going to link below the Kingdom Things Podcast installment, The Origins of the Divine Human Are Now. I talk about the story where I was healing with the ancestral forces, biblical ancestral forces. And this healing is actually available to stream within the Kingdom Things Podcast content. I'm going to link below. It was the first Kingdom Things Podcast World Powwow session live. Subscribe to Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube. We do the live powwow sessions, projected to do them once a month, unless I don't, for whatever specified reason. I do a lot of healing and things. Sometimes I just need to stop and integrate. At any moment, I need to be prepared to stop and integrate. So sometimes we don't do the monthly World Powwow sessions. But you are able to book your personal powwow sessions. I do personal powwow session orders where I do video transmission of energies, dissertation style energies, messages that your soul, the oneness of all things, the Most High, intended for you to hear, to break through karmic knots or imbalances, to embody more of the conscious awareness of the limitless potentials in which you are. You are able to book your a personal powwow session within the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal below in the description of this video. The origins of the divine human are now. I talk about the experience I had with the ancestral forces, Tahuti, Mother Mary, Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Moses, where they were healing, baby, healing humanity, because we are one, baby, healing our energy from the soul, baby. I was crying, baby, boohoo, tears, snot, all the things. It's linked below. The origins of the divine human are now. This transmission, I talk about how after the Kingdom Things podcast World Powwow session that are conducted live on YouTube. You know, I went to meditation and I went outside to get some fresh air, baby. Big boot. I call them big boot ancestors, because they're ancestors, that energies that stem from outside of galactic creation. Galactic creation is one of infinite paradigms within infinite creation. And I will link below a Kingdom Things podcast installment that I channeled, that I assisted with co-creating, transmission. Humans ashamed of being human, plus the galactic creation. Again, I've been growing and awakening and evolving with Kingdom Things podcast. I'm super glad I get to share the content with you, the transmissions with you, the healing with you. Again, do not substitute Kingdom Things podcast, nor Oneness Connection, nor any of my other content with any professional medical health advice. Use your discernment, please, and thank you. Whatever resonates with your heart, you're more than welcome to align with the energies and messages for your own, authentic frequential patterning, or your soul's journey to more evolution and conscious awareness, and as well as embodiment of your limitless potentials. Always listen to your heart space, because our journeys are unique and authentic and specially crafted to be our own. So big boot ancestors that stem from outside of galactic creation. They're like, hey. Instead of trying to purge ourselves and change ourselves and empty ourselves of who y'all have been to try to become something else, accept yourself. Accept yourself and allow yourself or your limitless potentials or reality to reveal more of your abundance, wellness, and balance, as well as limitless nature to you. So I'll link that below. Origin of the Divine Human is now, as well as as well as Kingdom Things podcast, Humans Ashamed of Being Human, plus Galactic Creation below. Kingdom Things podcast reference content. I was healing, and the big boo ancestors like, hey, you need to accept yourself, galactic creation. Every dimension, every being of galactic creation, every energy of galactic creation, accept yourselves. Live your realities with abundance and a benevolent disposition to understand that everything you experience, everything you go through, everything you feel is yourself or your limitless potentials revealing more of yourself to you. Being inquisitive, being loving, being compassionate with yourself in all things. To grow and evolve and rise. We have a divine mandate of self-acceptance to assist with growing and evolving all things. I have my foot unconsciously and consciously on my twin flame's neck, because I feel like he wasn't showing up how he needed to be for our union, our divine union, our work for the Most High, our divine purpose, our divine mandate in this realm on this planet, as leading energies of the 144,000, tasked to embody and be our divine presence, our practice and mastery of our divine wisdoms. I felt like he wasn't doing that. Now, I will tell you, Shekinah, Most High, Hashem did tell me, hey, Ashley, how every, what do I say, baby? What do I always say? You're always where you're supposed to be. You're always who you're supposed to be. The divine was like, he even came to me on a soul level. It's this and that, because reality is not one note. Reality is infinite, multidimensional. It's this and that. On the soul level, we will know his fifth dimensional self, fifth to the ninth kind self, fifth to the ninth dimensional, fifth to the ninth, 10th dimensional stuff came to me and said, hey, Ashley, everything I'm doing in this reality is what I need to experience to grow and evolve. So is that the divine's like, hey, everywhere that you show up is to grow and evolve all things. Ashley, you don't know my plan. You don't know how unorthodox I be getting. Baby, so just play your part. Follow your heart. You don't know how unorthodox God be getting, so just play your part. Follow your heart. But you know how we have our old humanism, where we get into our headspace and we think we know the way, or like, we have the ancestral patterning where we just operate in ways that are just innate to our existence in the way that we've been doing it for eons, because it's just like it's programmed into our cells, our DNA, our energy. And big boot, I'm sorry, Hazel. My pup said, girl, jumped up. Like, she was not expecting that. I'm sorry. Big boot ancestors say, hey, accept these qualities about yourself. And allow yourself to groom you, grow you, evolve you into more embodiment of your limitless nature, more wisdom, more wellness, more balance, more upliftment, to assist with uplifting your realities, yourselves, your individuality, humanity, as well as the oneness of all things. It's this and that. So listen to your heart spaces. Let's listen to our heart spaces. We have a divine mandate of self-acceptance to assist with growing and evolving all things. I apologize to myself, to my family, to my twin, to his family, to my divine counterpart, to his family, to myself, to my family. I'll be apologizing because, you know, I know the compact we have, the impact we have as creator beings, universal beings. We're all creator universal gods. So let us heal and grow and evolve into heightened awareness of our limitless potentials, embody our limitless potentials. We create a ripple of wellness for all things. And I actually channeled the album Agape. I'll link it below. Like, I'm scratching my eyebrow with this pen. It's so cute. It's a little mermaid tail. It's so cute. I took this from my mom's office. Ooh, she gonna know one day. She has a lot of them. And I prayed before I took it. And my soul said, her energy said, girl, you can have it. I said, thank you. It's a whole couple of them. It's really cute. I channeled the album Agape. And it's energies of unconditional love, our magic, or when we accept our dark and our light, and we let our dark and our light teach us how we embody more of our limitless potentials or our magic to heal and to grow all things. I'm going to link Agape, the album, below in the description. I also channeled the song I Was Afraid. It's within my music, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. Subscribe. All of my music, Shaman Mama, I use my Shaman Mama skills. I heal in the spirit. Channel the healing energies and messages into the songs. I now started recording my sessions live on YouTube. So subscribe to Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. That's the only place you can stream my music, my new albums at this time. My new projects at this time, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, link below. I channeled Agape, the album, as well as the song I Was Afraid, which is on Epoch, the album. I Was Afraid was really cool. This is before I started channeling my sessions. I was actually speaking to other colonies of galactic creation. And that's what the song is about. Like, I was afraid of these energies that we're made of. Shoot. We were created. Again, this is before I started recording my album's live session. So there's no live session for this, which is kind of sad because it was such a magical experience. But now I'm recording going forward. So, baby, next time they tap in, baby, I'm going to, hey, the other colony beings, baby, they're helping us create this song. I was afraid. We were created to be power personified. Yeah. There are many of you and I, divine civilizations that are power personified. They got over how they became. The pain, the doubt, the fear, the cloud. We'll get over it too. Me and you. Afraid to touch on it. My emotions, I forgot that I could turn them into something uplifting. Being in the corridors of my own soul, of my own soul. When we accept ourselves, we accept our dark, our light, our yin, our yang. We embody more of our limitless potentials. Remember that we can heal and create whatever we want to create through our thought patterns, through dropping into our heart space, through allowing our soul or our connection with the oneness of all things to quantumly shift our reality in all things, to uplift and regenerate all things as universally aligned, universally assigned. Ashe, Amen, Amen, Namaste, Mashallah, Inshallah, Bismillah. And so it is. Shalom. We become energies of remedy, or the human dharmic purpose, limitless potentials with the illusion of finite, or limitless potentials with form, the illusion of form, the paradigm of form. We're going to go ahead and roll into Asia's animated series. Asia's Story, the animated series. Asia's Story, the animated series is my own co-creation with the universe, is the oneness of all things, my soul connection, intimacy with myself, and the oneness of all things. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. My soul, beginning of my spiritual awakening journey. It was like back in 2021, 2022. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit on, we're going to channel these books to you, through you, to you, to help you remember who you are, soul activate into you who you are, and help humanity remember who humanity is. For every human to have bouts of satori, or spontaneous spiritual awakening, or activating to more of your limitless nature. It's a 3-part book series, the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Teenage girl growing up in a New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises, which assists her with remembering and embodying more of her limitless potentials. The 3rd part, and that's the first 2 parts, Coming Home, the story of Asia. The 2nd book is the story of Asia, I'm Home. The 3rd part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is the book introduced in Asia's universe, in the Asia Story series, the first 2 parts. One soul, 2 bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. It's really cool how it's integrated, that My Other Half is integrated with the first 2 parts, because it could be its own story on, own book standing by itself. You don't have to read Asia's story to understand My Other Half. But it's really beautiful how it all incorporates and integrates, how multidimensional it is, the stories. One soul, 2 bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. But each relationship status, or each experience in their reality, intimacy with their reality or their self, says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which life, under which paradigm, which circumstances, the book is prophetic. Asia's animated series stems from Asia's universe. We're going to roll into Asia's animated series. Nights on Astral is the name of the episode. Asia's animated series, I channel a lot of ESP multidimensional experiences I have within the animated series to share the healing from my multidimensional experiences. Let's roll into the episode. Asia's animated series is available to stream AP short stories on YouTube. Link below. Nice on Astral. Let's go. Hey, my name is Asia, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love.
So, you're saying a soul contracted dimension of my journey or life included operating out of forgetfulness or dense vibrations in order to reject and project my soul's frequency, in order to create a false sense of separation between myself and everything that presents in my reality, in order to gather the wisdom, experience, and knowledge of self to manifest reality, or create my life from new perspectives.
Precisely.
You've got it. And I was withholding my heightened dimensions and knowledge of self from my masculine aspects of self, which affected my ability to realign with my master manifesting gifts on this plane of reality, Earth.
Once again, dear Asia, you are correct.
Yes, dear one.
But I awakened years ago.
Yes, and you successfully assisted with setting the trajectory for the humans' rapid
and concurrent evolution.
I knew Asya was a big piece of my puzzle, but she's changing the whole picture I thought I was putting together. Asya is assisting you with meeting new dimensions of your soul's desires. Asya is assisting you with perceiving what your soul intended and simultaneously chose to create.
As reality is happening all at once, everything that has and will happen is happening all at once. You and Asya manifested each other's creation through your thoughts and intentions throughout all space and time.
What does this mean? You are because she is.
And she is because you are.
We met in Astral.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what we learned about ourselves?
I feel more complete. Before, I felt hollow inside. As we come into alignment with our soul's wisdoms, parts of ourselves that have heightened awareness of our truths, I feel more complete.
I knew I would find you someday. I'm glad it's you I found. Do you want breakfast?
Yes. Please. So, I'm up. Early in the AM. Per usual. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Witching hours. I try to make the efforts to use this time to get closer to myself. I have internal wisdom that has taught me about the energetic implications of being able to perceive new dimensions of self when the human consciousness at mass is at rest. I have a line with the new mantra. I cannot be defined or confined by my thought patterns. Here it is, 4:41 a.m., and I have been able to perceive limiting thought patterns that I held in my subconscious to rewrite my understandings of myself and my reality, to create or manifest a reality more reflective of my inner truths, or soul.
You are about to witness another night of well-resting
And astral healing. Karma. Before grounding the dream of mine and Chase's family, I need to clear mine and Chase's bloodlines. Karma.
Precisely, Asya.
Do you understand what this means? Face the root causes for all misfortunes. It's all energy deep. Energies that are passed down as familial inheritances. We humans attach to one another by identifying and holding on to each other as into karmic energy imbalances.
Yes.
Why, yes. How do I fix this?
You just...
Did.
I'm changing. And I'm not always sure what's going on with me. You are experiencing a spiritual or energetic awakening.
You've never experienced before. Humanity's never experienced before.
What should I do? Be patient and love on yourself. Love yourself into the new embodiments of yourself.
This way, you will no longer fear energetic or spiritual evolution. You will welcome it, my dear one.
My name is Asya, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I was no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. Though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.
You're up.
I've been up for a while, spiritually speaking, and I couldn't sleep after the meeting with the ancestors on Astral.
I want to mirror to you the best parts of yourself. I no longer want to mirror to you the energies that gaslight us, gaslight you, gaslight me, out of the knowing in which we know, soul deep.
Talk over herbal tea?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
All right, y'all, I'm so glad. I'm so glad y'all stopped into this Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment Transmission. I was like, that wasn't that long. I thought that was going to be like more. I mean, shoot. Now we added the transmission, so the video is probably 2 hours long. But I thought it was going to be more cumbersome, more than it actually is. I'm glad you got to the end of this Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment Transmission. I hope the transmission is soul satiating, soul healing, soul comforting, to assist you with evolving into conscious awareness of more of your limitless, benevolently disposition, oneness, limitless potentials, meaning benevolently disposition, meaning I hope you remember that you're one with all things. I hope you practice that you're one with all things, or set the intention to become more of who you are, to love yourself and more of who you are, to uplift and regenerate all of who you are, or the universe is the oneness of all things. We talked about, if we're on Oneness Connection, we talked about Kingdom Things podcast, plenty. Watched a couple Kingdom Things podcast transmissions. We have the reference content below in the description that we spoke about today in the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment Transmission. Again, Kingdom Things podcast is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream for free on YouTube. All of the links are below and in the description of this transmission. We have my music, Ashley-Nicole music. I sang, which I'm really happy to do. I love sharing my energy, my healing energy through music. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream for free on YouTube. My live sessions, the completed album songs. I also have a show called Dancery, where I intuitively choreograph dances to my music. Dancery is available to stream on YouTube. It's basically a workout content, having fun, connecting with spirit, our inner space, to move our bodies, move the energy through our bodies, heal, love ourselves, have a great time in this reality, in this paradigm of experience. Ashley-Nicole Music is available to stream on YouTube. Again, subscribe to join the Ashley-Nicole Music journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. Y'all, I'm also a cook. I'm also a home chef. I love cooking. It's one of the things I've been doing since I was a kid. I intuitively cook. Whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, this is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. You'll find a lot of really cool content over there where I share divine wisdoms, divine revelations, in a fun way. So go ahead and pull up, subscribe, Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, which is linked below. We talked about the one-on-one powwow sessions. This was a powwow session in its own right. Oneness connection, energetic upliftment. That's a powwow session where we get intimate and this is a powwow session channel where we get intimate and we heal through our inner space, through our soul, through the oneness of all things, to help embody more of our limitless potentials, to uplift the oneness of all things. You're able to book your personal powwow session below in the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Portal. We talked about the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. The links to purchase the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel are available within the description of this video. We have the physical copies. If you do physical bindings, the first 2 parts, Asia's story, Coming Home, the story of Asia, first book, second book, the story of Asia, I'm Home, comes in one binding, Asia's story, which is available in the link below. And then my other half comes in its own binding, which is in the description of the link below. If you do all digital, there are 3 separate digital downloads. Either way, $29.97 plus tax for all 3 digital downloads, $29.98 plus tax for all 3 stories and 2 bindings, physical copy shipped to your home through the Amazon bookstore. Thank y'all for joining and healing with me and listening to my story and healing with me through my story. I hope me sharing my story and being candid with how I feel. And my experience and my perspective, my perception at this time helps you evolve and embody, introspect, reflect on the magic that you are, the magic that is the evolution, the makings of you. Hope it assists you with going into your inner space with ease and grace and wellness. And again, do not replace any Kingdom Things podcast content, Oneness Connection, energetic upliftment content, Ashley-Nicole music content, Magic Meals content with any of your professional medical advice. I hope you are inspired into more embodiment of your limitless potentials with wellness and balance for the upliftment, regeneration of all things. Mashallah, Bismillah, Inshallah, Namaste, Shalom, Ashe. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality, in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Give that love to yourself first. Ooh, baby. Self-love is the best love because it helps you relate with yourself and other humans, beings of creation with more wellness, abundance, true blue embodiment, and compassion for life. Let's see y'all later. Bye.